Tigger's Moving Day. One morning, Rabbit was having breakfast at Tigger's house. After they'd eaten, Tigger stood up and stretched. "Time for my morning bounce," he cried. "Sproing, sproing, sproing." "Look out!" Rabbit cried. Thump! Tigger bumped into one of his cupboards, and everything flew out of it. Whoops! That happens every time. "Tigger, you don't have enough bouncing room in this little house of yours," Rabbit said. Plunk! A toy truck toppled off a nearby shelf and landed on Tigger's head. "Ouch!" he cried. "It's true. But what can I do?" "We've got to find you a bigger house," Rabbit declared. "That's all there is to it." "But," Tigger began. "No buts," Rabbit said. "I'm going to organize our friends right away. Don't worry, we're going to find you the perfect new home." Rabbit quickly gathered everyone. They spent the day looking for the right house for their friend. By the end of the day, the friends were excited about the big new house they had found for Tigger. "It is a bouncy house," Tigger said. "That's the kind of house Tiggers like best. Best of all, he bounced and bounced and bounced, and he didn't bump into anything." "But I already miss my old house," he said. "And I won't live next to little Roo anymore, and I'll miss him, too." "I know you'll miss being neighbors with Kanga and Roo, but now you'll live much closer to me. We can have fun being neighbors, just like you and Roo did," Christopher Robin said reassuringly. "Do you like to bounce?" Tigger asked. "Sometimes," Christopher Robin said with a smile. "Besides, dear, I promise to bring Roo over to visit just as often as you like," Kanga added. "Well then, I hope everyone can stay a while," Tigger said. "We can play a game together and eat some cookies." Tigger opened his new pantry, but there were no cookies in sight. He opened his new closet. There were no games either. "Kinda empty, isn't it?" Eeyore said. "Yeah, Tiggers don't like empty houses. I like my old house better," Tigger said, crossing his arms. Rabbit put his paws on his hips and stared at Tigger. "We aren't finished yet. We need to move all of your things from your old house to this house," he said. "Everything?" Tigger asked. "Every last little thing," Rabbit said. "That's a big job, so we'll start first thing tomorrow morning." The friends all regrouped at Tigger's old house the next morning. As Rabbit instructed, everyone brought all the boxes they could find. "Wow, boxes are fun!" Roo cried as he jumped in and out of empty boxes. "Look at me hiding!" Tigger joined in on the fun too. "Stop bouncing, Tigger and Roo. There'll be time for fun later," Rabbit grumbled. "Right now, We've got to pack Tigger's things. Tigger packed all his games and his stuffed animals in a box. He took out his favorite lion and hugged him tight. "I want you to stay with me," he said. Rabbit carefully packed Tigger's dishes. Kanga gently packed Tigger's clothes. Pooh and Piglet packed up all of Tigger's food. Soon Eeyore arrived with his donkey cart. "We can use this to haul your bigger things like furniture and whatnot," he said helpfully. Christopher Robin and Owl hoisted Tigger's bed, table, and chairs onto the cart. Then Owl and Gopher loaded on the boxes that were done being packed. They secured everything with some string. "Time to move it out," Rabbit cried. Eeyore pulled the big cart as everyone else pushed. Soon they reached Tigger's new home. "Now my new home will be perfect," Tigger exclaimed as they all unloaded the cart. His friends helped him carry everything inside. "Thanks for your help, everyone," he said when they were done. "Moving was as easy as pie." After his friends had gone, Tigger put his toys on his new shelves. He pushed his bed under the back window, just where he wanted it. He set his table and chairs in the middle of the big kitchen. He put his cereal and other food in his new pantry. When he was all finished, he sat down to rest. This seems like an awfully quiet house," he said. He tried out a few bounces, but he quickly decided that he wasn't in such a bouncy mood after all. "I sure miss Roo," he sighed. Just then, Tigger heard a little voice call out his name. It was Roo. He and Kanga were at Tigger's door. "Roo! Kanga! Come on in," Tigger said. "We've brought you a bag of cookies," Kanga said. "Yummy!" Tigger cried. Soon, all of Tigger's friends were at his door. Everyone had brought a different gift for Tigger to celebrate his move into his new house. Now that Tigger is all settled in, I believe it's time for a little fun, Rabbit declared. "Hooray!" Tigger exclaimed as he and his friends skipped, hopped, and happily bounced from room to room. This is the kind of fun Tiggers love best.